Culbert. I'm a teaching artist for Methow Arts, a nonprofit arts organization in Twisp. Happy Valentine's Day! Today we'll be doing a lesson inspired by Corinna Luyken's book called My Heart. For this lesson, you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, and any sort of coloring materials you want. So I have colored pencils with me today. Corinna Luyken is a local artist who illustrates and writes children's books. Some of you may have seen her books before. Today we're going to look at some images from one of her books called My Heart. Now we're just going to look at a few images from her book, but if you'd like to read the full book, you can get it at the library. I highly recommend it. Here is one of the images from her book. It says, "My heart is a window." You'll notice there are little hearts in the plants and in the glass at the top of the window. This next page says, "My heart is a shadow, a snowflake, a light." You'll notice the shadow is shaped like a heart, and if you look really closely, you can see hearts in the snowflakes. Corinna Luyken is using a metaphor. A metaphor compares two things that are not the same or not very similar, but have something in common. For example, she says, "My heart is a window." A window and a heart are generally not thought of as two things that are the same or similar. But if you think of a heart as a place where you can see lots of things going by, like a window, then you can see how they are similar. So a metaphor often helps us understand something better. Valentine's Day is about love, which is often represented by a heart. Today we're going to think of our own metaphors for hearts and love, like Corinna Luyken does in her book. To start off with, just think of an object. It could be any object. So let's say, for example, you think of a car. And then you want to think, what is similar about a car to my heart? And at first you might think, well, nothing's similar about a car to my heart. But if you think about it a little more, you might think that your heart and your car can carry you places. So your heart can help take you somewhere else on this kind of journey of loving people or loving animals or loving the world you live in. And that is a journey just like your car can carry you on a journey. So in that way, they're similar. So go ahead and think of an object that you want to compare to your heart. And then think of what that tells you about your heart. So I'm going to say, my heart is a bird. So birds like to fly and flutter, and sometimes I feel like my heart does that too. So now we're going to draw our metaphor onto our paper. So you're welcome to follow along with me, and maybe you also feel like your heart is like a bird, or maybe you want to do your own thing. But the main key point here is that when we draw our object, we need to use as many hearts as we can. So try to turn parts of your object into hearts. And I'll show you what I mean by doing this bird. So I'm going to draw my heart as a bird. And I'm going to try to use, just like Corinna Luyken does in her images, I'm going to try to put hearts into different parts of the image, or make my image out of hearts. So first thing I'm going to do is kind of in the middle of my page, I'm going to draw a jelly bean shape that has a little point on the end. So this is going to be like our bird body. Okay, and so this is the beak, and then this jelly bean is the body. Okay, and you can draw the little beak in, and you can draw an eye if you want to. Okay, then I'm going to draw, the wings are going to be hearts. So starting with the point on the body, I'm going to draw a big heart as a wing, and then a second big heart for the second wing. Something like that. And then for the tail feathers, I'm also going to draw a heart. So I'm going to start my point on the bird's body again, and then I'm going to draw a heart, like that. And so now I have my bird made out of hearts. And you might want to add some other things around it. Like I'm going to add some heart clouds. So I'm just going to draw hearts that kind of look like clouds. So there's a heart, but then I'm just going to overlap them so it looks kind of cloud-like. Maybe you want to draw a tree that has heart-shaped leaves or some other plant. So just think about what could you turn into a heart shape in whatever you're drawing. So there's my heart cloud. Yeah, and my bird flying by. Great. So now you can take your colors and you can color it in. And you could make this a present for someone if you want. If you want to make a present for someone for Valentine's Day, this would be a really nice gift for someone. So you can, oh, and one more step actually before we color it in is if you know how to write, and it's okay if you don't, but if you do, sometimes it's really nice to write, like I'm going to write "my heart is a bird" on here. And if you don't know how to write, that's okay too. You could just say this, say "my heart is a bird," or say whatever your heart is along with your drawing. So you don't have to write it, but it can be nice. So there. And now you can go ahead and color it in. Here's my colored in, "my heart is a bird" drawing. So this would be a really nice gift for someone for Valentine's Day. Thanks for making these Corinna Luyken inspired heart metaphors with me today. So if you make this or any other love-inspired artwork or poetry before Valentine's Day, you could send it to Meta Arts and they would love to put it in the window on display. So you can either drop it off at the Meta Arts office, which is on the corner of Glover and 2nd, or you can email it to them. And you can find details about all that in the video description. So thanks for joining me today, and happy Valentine's Day!